Hello, friends. Hope you're doing well. So we are back here on the spreadsheets again. Now, because this is an update, although I haven't updated my thing in a couple days, so I'm a little behind. So I'm not doing that bad, but I'm a little behind. Anyway, I get a couple comments. One person said you should make a video about how to make spreadsheets like this. One person said they wanted a spreadsheet like this. So I'm gonna break down some of the things on my spreadsheets. So if you're new here, I make stupid arbitrary goals every year. Here's my goals for 2025. And then you can't see the full bit of it. I wonder if, no, that I need to go on this side. And then you can see there's, these tabs. So, oh god, I keep click on the wrong thing. So the progress bar, individual hockey training stuff for kettlebells, steps. This is one I'm really proud of. So this will start to fill in with charts and stuff as I go along. And you can see I haven't had it for the last couple days. But yeah, so let's get that back. So some of the things that I really like about this, I have this cheat sheet, which I have not updated for 2025. But I have this little pie chart that kind of shows where it's coming from, where my results are coming from. And then this goal first progress, and it's just really stupid stuff. But I wanted to say this is not how they started. So this is my 2017 goal list. You can see it's much simpler. You can also see I didn't even have a total. I did have photos taken. I was keeping this stuff. Red apparently meant something. But it's funny how much easier the goals were. Do one pull-up, definitely didn't do that. Ride bike 1,000 miles, that's half of what I'm trying to do now, and I only did 323. Read 12 books, I only read 4 that year. It's like I read 45 last year. So I'm definitely, 2017, that was a bitch compared to current me. So here's 2018. I read 19 books that year, watched 385 films, and you can see it started getting maybe a little more, a little more involved. Bike miles is actually tracking that with the number I was doing each target by the end, yeah. Then here's 2019, where I got a lot more of my goals done and read 24 books, watched that one. Took 40,000 photos, tripled my investment retirement fund, which apparently was at $1,000, so whatever, it went up, so that's cool. Went to 12 shows, took the dog on 50 park events. These goals are so easy compared to my current goals. It's wild. Probably if I reset this goal, I could probably get 100%. Although I don't do DFP shoots anymore. DFP is time for portfolio, which basically just means you're shooting for free, but the model's posing for free, and you're kind of just creating for the sake of it. I think modern parlance would be collabs, if you're a photographer. Anyway, so getting back. So now we're back at the 2025 spreadsheet. And so I just kind of want to show some things that I do that I really like. So the first thing that I really like is these here. And you can see these are called spark lines. And how a spark line usually works is more like this. So here's a spark line. This is a very simplified one. Basically, it's just it's like a line chart that happens in the cell. So you can see, and then if we went 50, it's just making a graph as it goes. And these are so easy to put in. You just put spark line. It's B3, which B3 through G3. This should say M3. Oh, there's probably a reason why it's not through M3, because I don't know why. Maybe because 80, yeah. Anyway, so So that's like an easy way of doing it. But then if you get real fancy, you can come back over here and you can make progress bars. So you see this. This took a lot of research and programming because I was like, and basically how all of this got so fancy was just me being like, what if I did this? And I just Googled the answers and asked on Reddit. There's a subreddit. It's like Google Sheets or something like that. And people are really helpful, and they love just nerd out. You ask a random question, some guy will just come at you with the actual formula you need, and then you look at it and you kind of learn like what's this, you start to learn what all this stuff is. And so what I really love is these progress bars. So it's 4 now, but let's say we did 500, and now you start to see that progress bar start to fill up, and, until you get to the full amount and it gets full. So like that's super fun. And then over here, these are benchmark bars, which I don't know if that's a thing, but it just took a lot of engineering to get, and a lot of talking with the Reddit people, and a lot of back and forth to program this, which what this is doing is it's like a pace bar. So like right here, let's put this back up to, let's say 50. It needs to be way higher than that. Let's 750. Okay, so now you can see that the bar is filling up my fitness goals, which I think, yeah, D2 through D4 divided by 4. This should be D2 through D5. There we go. So these are probably all broken. I gotta fix these. D6 through D9. Nope, that one's right. And then this one is D11 through D13. Okay, that's correct. But it's divided by 3 when it should be divided by 4. And this one should also be divided by 4. See, I'm still catching things. But anyway, see, you can see that progress bar is filling up. So as that gets, let's say we did 7,000 miles, and that pushes it. But then there's this pace bar. And so this is like, if we're at pace, is right there. And now we're 69% above pace, theoretically. If I rode 1,000 miles a day for the last 6 days. But I've actually rode 4. So you can see that we're behind pace by 1%. So this is a tiny sliver down. And here on the experience goal, we're behind by 0.15. If you really have to zoom in, there's like maybe half a pixel of red. I don't even think it could show it. It's so narrow. And over here it's 1.42, it's a little bigger. But this first week is kind of just like, I took like several days to just do fucking nothing because I needed it. Because last year was so brutal. I was like, I need like a week off. And today was like the first shoot of the year. So it's like, well, there's that. So I got 5 days off. And today was the first back to set day. And then I'm shooting on Wednesday and have a meeting on Wednesday. And then I'm shooting on Friday. So which is kind of wild because usually January is super slow. And it's already like right out the gate. Fucking 3 jobs in the first week is like, that's a lot. And that gives me a little anxiety. That's going to be a busy year again, which is good because I got some goals that need some money to pull off. I want to pay off some debt, and I want to get my retirement fund. Like even if I max out my IRA, I'll still be behind, but like get it, be financially responsible to the point where, when I see cool shit on eBay, I could just pull the trigger and not worry about it. Would be really nice. And I feel like I make enough money for that to be my reality. And that like my expenses, because up until recently, like half of my expenses was just credit card bills, because I just buy stuff and just fill in holes, like buying camera equipment. I'm like, I can make so much money with this. And I do. And it's like, it is going up, but I'm hitting diminishing returns very hard. And so it's like, at this point, gear is not as exciting as it used to be. And so now I'm making do with what I have, and paying off the credit cards are going down very quickly, and that makes me very happy. But anyway, so yeah, that is kind of the stuff. This is just using the chart function. And here's something that you might not know about this thing up here. So it is, oh, this is different than it used to be. Oh, you can't even see this. Let me pull this over. So, if you click on this little thing up here, this used to be, it wasn't quite an AI, but it looks like they took it away. So there used to be this thing that looked just like this, and you would click it, and it would ask you kind of what, it would basically this. But this is weird that it's asking you to sign up with AI features directly in apps. Plus, AI models into terabytes of storage. Already signed up. I don't want to pay for that, so that's kind of a bummer, because it used to be free. Was just like, it would just help you out with stuff. That's sad. But the good news is there's still plenty of stuff out there. There's like Google Help forums and stuff, and so if you want to get in and just start making stuff, just kind of start Googling, you know, like pie chart. Because I think if we go, these get kind of complicated when you pull up this stuff. You know, it starts to get a little goofy. And I really had to like mess with it to get exactly what I wanted, you know, and get the colors and the titles and stuff. So that was, this took a lot of time. This was like an afternoon. This was, and the problem that I have is that I'll like come up with an idea of like, oh, what if I did this? And I don't do these things because they're easy. I do them because I think they're gonna be easy, and they end up not being easy. And I think getting this going took like probably 2 hours. But then once it was done, I was like, oh, that looks so good. I'm so happy I have it. Every time I pull this up, I'm looking, I'm like, where are we getting our results from, boys? It's like books right now. Doing a lot of book reading. I already got 2 books now. Do I have 2 books? No. Yeah. Oh, just 1 book, but that can count. 1 book is pretty good. That's pretty good. That's my goal, is to read like a book a week. And so I'm slightly up there, but it counts for a lot of points. So I'm gonna be reading books this year. And then the other cool one is this, which this is just like a line chart. And so, you know, as you add more, you know, 500, you know, you can kind of see how it, and so over the course of the year, it'll get bigger and bigger, and then it'll start to form trend lines as it gets enough data, which I guess it already kind of has a trend line here. You can see calories, steps. I need to make another one for the active active minutes, which is a new goal this year. But this red line is a trend line to kind of show how it's going. This is a trend line for both of them, but this chart is almost worthless just because it's tracking 2 wildly different things. Although I don't know why why the yellow seems so low. I'm at to mess with that, because it was better last year, but I guess this does feel kind of worthless compared to this. But I felt like maybe last year it was, hold on, let me pull last year's up. 324 goals, 7 active calories. Okay, let me show you this. So, you could see this works a little better. So I don't know why this year's doesn't look like this. And maybe it just needs more data points. I don't know, but this is what it eventually will look like, and you can see the trend chart. I was burning less calories, I was taking less steps as the year went on. So this year I'm gonna try and make that go the other way, make it go up. More calories, more steps. What was my best? I think my best day was this one, 146%. That's a lot. 148%. Jesus, 18,000 steps. That's a lot for me, as you can tell. Yeah, 18,000 steps and 2,333 calories. Looks like those were the top. I think I can totally beat that. Yeah, I don't see anything higher than that. And I know I could sort by there's a couple 2,000 days. Not many. So, maybe trying to get more 2,000 days. That'd be a fun little sub goal. So yeah, that's, I don't know, is that helpful? Is that helping you kind of, yeah, I wish I could give kind of more specific advice, but like, it really does come down to like, you kind of just have to know, oh, this was wrong, whoops, kind of just have to know what your goals are and kind of how you like to track them and how the tracking kind of lights up your brain and you know what bars, what colors will work for you. And I hope, you know, I kind of feel like I've shown all the formulas on like the cool stuff. You know, these sparkle lines are, I think, my favorite thing are the progress bars. And this is, you know, pretty complicated shit that if you are starting from zero, and even me, I wouldn't say I'm experienced with Google Sheets because I set this up. You know, I tool around with this, you know, once or twice a year to like add features. And every time I feel like I'm going back to zero, and I feel like getting stuff like this is pretty complicated to figure out. So, anyway, that's what I got for you today. This spreadsheet, and I hope that gives you some insight as to how I built it and how it came about and how it evolved. Might have to make another video about, you know, setting goals and picking the goals. So that's a whole other system. It's not really a system. I don't really have a system. Kind of just, it's intuitive at this point. I feel like people are like, how do I set goals? Like, I just pick some goals for year one, and then halfway through the year, evaluate your goals, adjust them as necessary, and delete the one that you realize doesn't serve you at all, and add a new one. And then you just keep deleting and adding them every year, every 6 months, until you come with a list. This is basically the same list as last year, just with a couple broken out into like their own sub goals. That's really all I did, was I added back the film goal, just to balance, because I wanted 4 for each sub goal. So I have 4 fitness goals, 4 experience goals, 4 business goals, and so I wanted that. I split up doing work and showing work, and then actual finance money goals. I split those, used to be one goal, so I split those up, and then this mobility work used to be under hockey, and I was like, that's kind of important enough to be its own thing. I really wish I had done more mobility work last year, so I split that up, and I was like, okay, I need something else for experiences. And I couldn't really think of stuff, because the experiences and adventures kind of encapsulates like date nights. Experiences and adventures is like very much a kind of catch-all for just like doing stuff. So it's like date nights, doing stuff, you know, for the fiance, doing stuff with the dog, taking the dog to the park, going to new restaurants, going to see a concert, going to see a play, going to a movie at a movie theater, stuff like that, all kind of counts towards that experience goal. So adding the 365 films, like, okay, that feels, it's good for my, I don't know, I feel like maybe part of why I've been so good at photography is like I guess I'm a movie buff. I don't really like to say I'm a movie buff, because I'm not. You know, like every now and then I'll like watch like movie critique and like in-depth like shit about movies, and I'm like, I never would have fucking thought of that. Like, I just like movies. You know, I'm not like analyzing them. I like analyze the shots, because it's like stuff I can recreate. Like, okay, how did they light that? You know, like that part of my brain never really turns off. And so I think watching the films kind of makes me better at making the commercials I make that no one wants to watch. So, cool. Anyway, that's what I got. So, hope you're doing good. Hope that answers your questions. If you got questions, drop them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. But the answer is probably going to be like, I don't know, man. Like, ask on Reddit. Those people are so fucking smart at this shit. It's wild how like, you come up with like the weirdest shit, and they will just be like, this, like, here's the code. And you're like, how the fuck did you do that? Like, without, like, they don't even have data sets. They're just winging it. And they're like, this cell is this. You know, it's like, what the fuck? Just like Rain Man fucking level geniuses on Reddit. It's like, you know, I know people talk shit on Reddit a lot, but like, there's a couple subreddits out there that are just fucking golden, and that is definitely one of them. So check that shit out if you're interested by any of this stuff. You will learn so much so fast. It's wild. And then you can make a spreadsheet that lights up your fucking monkey brain, and helps you get shit done. So, anyway, cool. Well, I hope you're doing well. And if not, well, I hope that turns around for you real soon. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye. I gotta hit the stop recording button. It's harder, it's easier when it's a camera and I know where the fucking button is. But on here, it's a software and I gotta like mouse. And I'm like, quit looking at me. I said bye.